Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Dayakaram Dayakaram Dantam Dharma Pravartakam Pranamami Dayanandam Madacharya Varam Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharyaya Nachiketase cha. As we said, the two verses, the one which we are in the middle of and the next one, are more or less alike, talking about Jnana Phalam and the topics of oneness between Atma and Ishvara, and because of that they are Mahavakyas. Eko vashi sarvabhutantaratma Ekam rupam bahudha yah karoti Tamatmastham yenu pashyanti dhiraha Tesham sukham shashvatam netaresham. We saw this, we are in the middle of the Bhashya, and we saw how this, we saw the contrasts, very nice contrasts, the three contrasts. Parmeshwara is Ekaha, but is manifest as what? Anekaha, Maya Shaktya. And then Parmeshwara is Vashi, and all the jivas are under Parmeshwara's Vasha. And then what else did we see? We said Ekam, Eka, and then Aneka, and then Shuddha, and then Ashuddha Nama Rupa Upadhi Bheda Vashena, and then what else? Achintya Shakti, and then limited Shakti. Like this we saw Vishuddha Vijnana Rupam and Ajnana Rupa. We saw the Jiva. So we saw these contrasts, and then, but at the same time, even though that contrast is there, and even though the first part of the Bhashya is very brilliant, because first it sets up a contrast between Ishvara and Jiva that is insurmountable. One is Vashi and the other one is under the Vasha of this Vashi. Who is the other one? Jiva. Yes. So the one is Vashi, one controls everything, and the other one is in the control of everybody and everything. And even the Jagat, one is under the control of. And so then one is Ekaha, and then what is the Jagat? Anekaha. One is Vishuddha Sattva, and the other one is what? Malina. The Nama Rupa Upadhi itself is an impurity because of the limitation. And then one is Shuddha Vijnana Rupa and the other one is Ajnana Rupa. So the contrast is set up very beautifully. One is free of upadhis, we can go on, and the other one is what? Full of upadhis. Then you think, okay, these are all, they have nothing to do with one another. That means what? I am stuck being Jiva, And Ishvara, of course, is free, being Ishvara. I am the one that is full of bondage. I am the one that cannot come out of this. And this is the problem. And I will never be like Ishvara. I can at the most go to a temple and pray and invoke, do one yajna in the past time. That's all I can do. But the rest of it, the second line is explained so beautifully. Tam means evam vidham. This kind of a Ishvara, atmastham yaha ye anupashyanti. Yaha pashyati. Pashyati doesn't mean see. Atmastham, first he says sharirastham, means obtaining in the body, but it's not really the body, is it? No, because Ishvara in the body means where are you going to look? You know, it's not like when you cross Janki Jhula, Hanumanji's painting is there. Have you seen that? This big larger than life painting where he has opened the heart, and then Atmastham, Hridistham, what is there? You know, Rama, Sita is there. Not like that. That cannot be taken literally. So therefore, the heart space and all these things, we lack the language. So that oneness is there where, exactly where the Jagat is cognized, that's where Ishvara is cognized. Before also Ishvara was cognized as what? As part of the Jagat, separate from myself, as one more thing to know in the Jagat. Now, because of the Atma Jnanam, Ishvara is cognized as what? Myself alone. Atma Rupena Pashyanti. Ye dhiraha, that also we can say. Atmastham, Atma Rupena, Atmataya Pashyati. Atma Rupena Pashyati. Sees it as non-separate from themselves. How to even do that? How to go about doing that? It is all, connected to the place where the consciousness shines. And where does the consciousness shine? Don't say it doesn't shine. It does shine. Because if it did not shine, you will not be able to say what? It does not shine. You won't be able to say that. So if you are able to say it does not shine, that means what? It does shine. It shines to show you that you think it doesn't shine. That means it shines. So if it shines, that means we have to see where does it shine. It shines manifest as the buddhi. So the buddhi is the one who is able to draw the satta, draw the existence and the sentiency from consciousness, from Satchidananda, from Shuddha Chaitanya, and then it is manifest in the buddhi. The buddhi becomes a receptacle for recognizing Atma Chaitanya. And that Atma Chaitanya, we can take it first as, in the beginning we take it as the end point, the culmination point of Tvam Pada Vichara. When you remove all the non-potatoes, what is the potato? Let's not forget. Satchidananda is the potato. Yeah, so then that is what remains after the potato harvest on the Tvam Pada side, on the side of the I. And then we can take it like that, but really here the next job of us, our job is to see that the Bhagavan is the same Chaitanya. The truth of I is the same consciousness as the truth of Bhagavan. And that is how this works as Mahavakya. So, Adi Shankara takes pain and effort here to explain, don't look in the various body parts, open the heart and all these things. We don't need open heart surgery to find Bhagavan. And so it says that Tam Atmastham Swasharira Hridayakashe Buddhau Chaitanya Akarena Abhivyaktam Ityetat. Yeah, we saw that yesterday, but just to make it even more clear. Atmastham means what? Swasharirastham. Then he changes his mind or explains it even further. Hridaya Kashe Upalabdham. And what is that? Buddhau. That is in the buddhi. The place where the intellect, where the consciousness is recognized. I am iti rupena. That is the akara. Chaitanya has no other akara. There is no form. Akara means nirakara Chaitanya rupena abhivyaktam. There is no akara. The only akara is aikara. That's all it is. It is I iti jnatam. So akara changed to aikara. Okay? So akarena abhivyaktam iti etat. This is how it should be understood. And then he explains this further. Nahi sharirasya adharatvam atmanah akashavat amurtatva adarshastham mukhamiti yadvat. Yeah. Because if it is sharirastham, atmastham, and if atma is the body, whose body? Your own body, swasharirastham, then we have a problem, two problems. One is we have the atma losing its status as limitless. Why? Because body is there, atma is there, and the two are kind of becoming one because one is located in the other. Then that becomes the second problem, that atma is located somewhere, it needs a place, which again goes back to the first problem, which is what? It is finite, it is limited and finite. And so therefore the Adi Shankara is very worried that we'll take it this way. So he quickly adds two more sentences. Nahi sharirasya adharatvam atmanah kadachit asti. At any point in time, at no point in time can we say that the Atma is in the body, because in the body means location. In the body means the body becomes more pervasive than the Atma because it is the locator of the Atma. Then that means Atma needs a place, and that means what? The Atma is finite. If it needs a place, it's finite. If it's in one place, it cannot be in other places. It means it's finite and limited. And what is the point of knowing this Atma? Because I know already so many finite things. One more finite thing I know. Has my ajnanam changed? No. So therefore, the last fallacy in this kind of a thinking is anirmoksha prasanga. Moksha is not possible because there is nothing infinite. If Atma is also finite, where are you going to put the Atma Jnanam? There is no place for Atma Jnanam. And so there is no avakasha, there is no opportunity for Atma Jnanam. Atma Jnanam has no role. That's what is called anirmoksha prasangaha, because moksha cannot take place. And so then he gives an example, adarshastham mukham iti yadvat, which clinches it. So you are looking at your reflection where? In the mirror. And then can you say the mirror is the basis for my face? Is my face located in the mirror? Because if that is the case, we would have a very funny thing. Yeah, so you look at the mirror, comb your hair in the morning and come to class, but the mirror is still the basis of your face. So let's say somebody else, you forgot something, or somebody wanted to borrow a book from your room, you give them the key, they go inside and they see your face in the mirror instead of their own face. What do they see when they look in the mirror? Your face. That means what? Adhara adheya bhava is there. So just like the face is not dependent on the mirror for its existence, the Atma is not dependent on the Buddhi for its existence. And then we can carry it a little further. The Buddhi is like the mirror which reflects the consciousness. But consciousness is not contained in the mirror. Consciousness is all pervasive. It goes here, goes everywhere, just like your face. Your face is not just stuck to the mirror. Okay, so and is not dependent on the mirror. So akashavat amurtatvat, because it doesn't have any form, it is all pervasive like space. And then, so now he is ready to go to the second line. Tam etam Ishvaram Atmanam ye nivritta bhakya vrittayah anupashyanti. Yeah. Tametam Ishwaram. So this Ishvara in the form of the Atma. This Ishvara is myself alone in this form, the one who is able to, the ones who are able to recognize. And the plural is actually very comforting. Yeah. If it was singular, one person has recognized, how will I recognize? But here, plural. And the plural means many people are recognizing. So I also cannot be far behind. The plural is to give hope. Dhiraha, plural. Otherwise already feeling what? Very low. Most of Kathopanishad is done. Nothing has happened in the heart. So that low feeling should not be there. To encourage, this plural is used on purpose in different places. Because they could have easily said dhiraha without any problem. But the Shruti says dhiraha. Dhiraha, why? Because of this understanding only. What is the understanding? That many people have gained this knowledge. So, and then it is therefore in present tense. It's not in past tense. Many people gained. That means, oh, I am not one of them. No. They are gaining. They are seeing. You can also see when you see. So the anupashyanti means as you see this, then the knowledge takes place. How atmanam pashyanti? Because they understand two things. They understand the truth of me is this consciousness that is reflected in the heart space, in the buddhi. And the truth of Parameshwara is also this consciousness. They are able to see the mithyatvam of the body, mind, sense complex. One, they are able to see the mithyatvam of Jagat, and they are able to remove Ishwaratvam from Ishvara. And the last one is very important because they are able to first remove Jivatvam from the Jiva, Jiva-ness. And what is Jiva-ness? A whole host of complaints. I am separate, I am alienated, nobody cares, nobody loves, nobody is there for me. This is Jivatvam. This is removed surgically through the scalpel of Atmajnanam, and the scalpel is held by the teacher. Ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurun militan yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Namaha unto that Guru who has held the scalpel of knowledge and removed the scales of ignorance, cataract of ignorance from what? My eyes. That is Atmajnanam. And so here also the understanding this with the help of the teacher, what does one see? One removes Jivatvam, Jiva-ness. All kinds of complaints from the Jiva are removed. And when all the complaints are removed, what is there? Shuddha Chaitanya, Satchidananda, yay! Okay, thank God. And then the same thing you do, Ishvara-ness you remove from Ishvara. What is Ishvara-ness? That which comes and goes with every cycle of creation. All the glories, all the accoutrements, all the pomp and splendor, all these things you remove. What is there? Satchidananda Atma alone is there. So, ye anupashyanti. Anu means what? We will see that now. Acharya, agama, upadesham anu. So, that is the idea. Acharya, agama, upadesham anu. In keeping with Acharya, Shastra. Agama means Shastra. Agama means Veda. So, Vedanta is called Agama. Vedanta. Another name is Nigama, Agama. They are all names of the names for Veda in general. So, Acharya means what? Pickle. Right? No. What does it mean? Teacher, Guru. Acharya, Agama, Upadesham, Anu. In keeping with the teachings of the Acharya and the Shastra. The Shastra is just, the Acharya is just a mouthpiece, a magnifier of the Shastra, that's all. Sakshat Anubhavanti, meaning they assimilate it as their own. First, what it is? It is something the teacher has, something that the teacher has given, or something, okay, this is what the teacher says, so let me take notes and make this true. And then when you assimilate it yourself, this is called Sakshat Anubhava. Anubhava here is not experience, it is assimilation. It is assimilation. So, then Anubhavanti. Who Anubhavanti? Dhiraha, Vivekinaha. And then we forgot to unpack one particular thing. Nivritta Bhashya Vrittayaha qualifies this Dhiraha. So, Nivritta Bhashya Vrittayaha. Bhashya Vritti means keeping on focusing on everything external. Nivrittaha means free from the obsession with the external. Then only you can go within. So, Nivritta Bhashya Vrittayaha qualifies Dhiraha in the Bhashya, Vivekinaha, the discriminating ones. Tesham Parameshwara Bhutanam Shashvatam Nityam Sukham Atmananda Lakshanam Bhavati. Yeah. So, Teshameva, we have to add, Teshameva, only for them, Paramesh, who are they? Vivekinaha, they have discrimination. Parameshwara Bhutanam, who are in the form of Ishvara now. Why? Because they know without a dot of doubt, vagueness or error that they are nothing but Brahman, they are nothing but Ishvara, they know that. And so because of that, Shashvatam means Nityam. So, Atyantikam Sukham, Nityam means all the time. Sukham, what happens for them? Sukham Bhavati. They are effortlessly happy. Why are they effortlessly happy? Anayasena Sukhi Bhavanti. Why? Because Atmananda Lakshanam Sukham. The Sukha is not conditioned by the contact with anything. Conditioned by place, time, person, object, no. Or the mood within or without. Not conditioned by things within and without. What kind of Sukham it is? Atmananda Lakshanam, characterized by the Sukha centered on oneself without any reason, without any cause, external cause, one is happy. Atmani eva Atmana Tushtaha. Na itaresham Bhashyasakta buddhinam Avivekinam Svatmabhutam api Avidya Vyavadhanat. Beautiful conclusion to this Bhashya. Na itaresham, not for others. It was said in the Shruti. Who are these others? And Adi Shankara has a mouthful to say who these others are. Who are they? Bhashya asakta buddhinam. So the buddhis of these people, who are the others, are marinated in external obsession with the external. Yeah, like paneer tikka masala. So paneer is just, like tofu. For vegans, you substitute what? Tofu instead of paneer. And tofu, like paneer, is completely tasted. So you have to baste it with some masala and then marinate it and keep it like that. And then only you can saute it and then it will have some taste. Whether it's tofu or paneer, okay. So like these, so these people are also, they're leading a bland existence, and to make it a little more colorful, what do? They immerse themselves in the masala of the Jagat. That is what it is. They marinate themselves in the masala of the Jagat. Bhashya, Vishaya, Asakti is there, and their buddhi is completely dipped in that. Like what is that? That other dish is there, chocolate dipped strawberry. So melted chocolate, you take one strawberry dip and then put it in the fridge. So you have chocolate dipped strawberry. Okay. Don't try it at home. And anyway, so then this chocolate dipped strawberry is there, just like that. The buddhi is dipped in what? All kinds of things which are clawing, clinging, obsessions, addictions, needs, wants, what they think they want, what they think they need, all these obsessions are there. And then Bhahyasakta Buddhinam. And then what are they? These first ones were what? Vivekinaha. And now who are they? Avivekinaha. Avivekinam. Tesham. And then Adi Shankara, the nice masterpiece is here in two expressions. One is Svatma Bhutam Api. Because are they Atma or not? These people who are obsessed with the outside world and all these things, those who have many addictions in samsara and are addicted to samsara itself, are they Atma or not? Are they Parmeshwara or not? So, Svatma Bhutam Api, even though they are no different from the Dhiras, their makeup also is the same. Their Chaitanya is also Bimbita in what? In their Buddhi. It is reflected in the Buddhi, all right. They are also Satchidananda. They are also Parmeshwar Swarupa. But they don't know this. Why? Avidya Vyavadhanat. Vyavadhana means separation. So the separating factor between themselves and Ishvara is not space, not time, but what? Ignorance. Very beautiful conclusion to this Bhashya. Fantastic verse, even more fantastic Bhashya. Further, Nityo Nityanam Chetanash Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman Tamatmastham yenu pashyanti dhiraha Tesham shantis shashvati netaresham. Yeah. Same idea, same three topics. What is that? Ishvara, and then Ishvara Jnana, Jnana of Ishvara, and then the Jnana of Ishvara as oneself, and the fruit of that Jnanam. Same topic, and the last line is identical except for what? Not Shashvati. Yeah. Sukha is replaced by Shanti to show that both are one and the same. Okay. So that's the only one. So Nityaha means that which does not change, does not come to an end. Anityanam yo Nityaha. That which is the only constant, unchanging presence in all the whole changes that we see in the Jagat. The body also changes. Of course the body changes. We know that very well. That's why everybody it's a race against time to save the muscles from decay and to save the face from wrinkles and to save everything. It's a race against time. The body changes all the time. The stomach itself changes. So in the 20s, when one is in the 20s, you can digest a stone, no problem. And then what? By the time one gets to 40, then people say, oh, I need a few things. I need some minerals, I need some vitamins. And then by the time you're 60, 1/4 of the food is medicines. And then 3/4 is food. Then by the time you're 70, half of the food is medicine and the other half of the plate is food. At 90, what happens? 3/4 is medicine and then 1/4 is food. That's how it is. The body is completely changing. Mind, of course, it has already changed. Yeah. That's why I didn't come to class. I just stopped coming. Simple. You know why? The mind changed. And then what else changes? Senses change. In relation to the sense objects, the sense organs also keep responding differently. So within the body itself, there are so many changes, anatomical changes, mental changes, let's not even go to the emotional changes, which are roller coaster. Yippee dippy, yippee dippy. That's what it is. The whole life is yippee dippy. And then sad, happy, sad, happy, sad, happy. It's like a zigzag life. And then this is just within one body. Think of all the bodies in the universe having these same situations. Mind-boggling it is. Then the Jagat also is not Nitya. Is it Nitya? No. It is not Nitya at all. It is completely Anitya, Anitya, Anitya. So the presence of this one constant being, this conscious being, who lends its presence to everything Anitya. That is the meaning of Anityanam Nityaha. Anityanam Nityaha, the one constant presence, because of which what? We can discern that which is Anitya. How do you discern that which is Anitya? Because I see the changes. If I see the changes, I am not the changes. The first baby step of Vedanta, baby talk in Vedanta is, when I perceive motion, that means what? I am motionless. Even if you see a car go, how can you say the car is going at 5 miles an hour? I just saw that it started and it is going. How do you see that? From which vantage point, from which standpoint can you sense motion? Because you are standing still. So that stillness here, the Atma is described as stillness, which is Nitya, which doesn't undergo any modification, any changes, free of time, free of place. That is how it can count the time. If you say, because Sakshi Pratyakshena, so from the witness awareness, what do you say? I think it must, half an hour must have passed since the class began, and you haven't seen the watch. Yeah, you haven't seen the watch. You may see it now because I'm talking about it, but you haven't seen it till now. You were actually listening to the class. You did not look at the watch, but then when you look at the watch, what happens? You understand you were right. Half an hour indeed has passed. When you say that, who is it that is saying that? If you were also changing along with the time, you will not be able to see the time. You, the timeless self, is counting the minutes, counting the days, counting the hours, counting the years. The one who is not subject to even a nanosecond, the one who can count nanosecond is not subject to time. And if you are not subject to time, you are not subject to what else? Space. Time and space are part of the same continuum. So when it is said in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Tasmadva etasmad akashas sambhutah, space came, you have to add kalah api sambhutah. Kalo api sambhutah. Time also is a creation. And time is a creation, and time is the biggest myth. Because as we saw in the pre-industrial revolution, there was no 9 to 5. People worked whenever they felt like in all the countries. So they would, some people would have sheep. This is how it was in England. They had sheep. So they would shear the sheep, skin the sheep, and then wash the wool. Some family members, joint family, 10, 15 people together, wash the wool, bleach the wool so that all the impurities are gone. And then from that you dye the wool, you color the wool. And then you comb it to get strands, you weave it. And then you make balls. And then you sell the balls in the market. And then some other families buy the balls of wool, knit the sweaters and go to the market. This is how it used to be. And they worked when they felt like, oh, tomorrow is a festival, okay, holiday. No market, no work, nothing. Then the Industrial Revolution came and changed everything because of this thing called, this behemoth called cotton ginny. Cotton ginny was something that spun the cotton. And then this was a huge machine. Nobody can afford it to keep it at home. So therefore the factory was born. You have to put it in a central place where many people can come and work on it. So then what happened? So the time which was much more free, and then it was, of course they followed the sunset, sunrise, but this 9 to 5 wasn't there. This 9 to 5 is an artificial construct of the industrial revolution. So when this big bhonga, what is bhonga? This siren used to come. Like 5 minutes before joining, siren would be there. Half an hour first before joining, 5 minutes before joining, 15 minutes before joining. So warning to all the people in the town, go to the factory. And then since the people are going to the factory, somebody should supervise them. So floor manager is needed and nothing should be stolen. So then people, security is needed. Check the pockets. Oh, empty your pockets on the way out, so that you're not taking the balls of cotton or manufactured things home. So security is needed, supervisor is needed, and the owner of the factory still is at home, not doing anything, but then employs all these people, and then all the work goes on. And then what else? Then the rights of the labor also came into being. They fought for time. They said, we are not chattels to be working like this. We have rights. Collective bargaining. What is the collective bargaining? Every so many hours we need a chai break, tea break. Okay, 2 tea breaks, 15 minutes each. All right. And then what? What about our lunch? We need lunch break. Okay, half an hour lunch break. So total 1 hour break during the day. And then like this, that all that collective bargaining, so all these breaks were there, and then this became, and then another siren would go off. That means you are off work. This is an artificial time construct. So time itself is a creation. Space itself is part of the creation. And anityanam nityaha means the one who transcends time. Who is the one who transcends time? I. Don't say Atma. I am the one who transcends time. And if you don't know why, you keep asking yourself, am I sad now? Not I, you, okay, yeah. Ask yourself, am I sad now? What answer you will get? No, you can never be sad now. Are you sad now? No. Are you sad now? No. How about now? And somebody will say, no, I have to say yes, because I want to make this class harder. So let me say yes. Yes, I am sad now. That now in which you were sad is already gone. Yes. That was then. This is now. Are you sad now? No. You can never be sad now, because now is the content of time. Now doesn't have any length of time. Now is timeless Atma. The one who says, I am here now, is the timeless Atma, I. So Nityo Nityanam Chetanaha Chetananam. So Chetanaha Chetananam doesn't mean the most Chetana of all, because that is how you can take it. No, it means that which is the Chetayitra, Chetayita. Chetayita means that which impels everybody or everything in the universe, starting with what? My own buddhi, my own sense organs. Shrotrasya shrotram, manaso manoyat, vachoha vacham, sa uppranasya pranaha. The eye of the eye, the ear of the ear, in whose presence the eye, the ear, the mind, etc. function. Function means what? They are blessed by consciousness. It is this source of consciousness which in turn blesses all other things, stationary and moving, sentient and insentient. All of them are Satchidatma. And so that is what is meaning Chetanaha Chetananam. So Ekaha, that Ekaha was also there in the previous mantra. Yes or no? Yes. Quick. Okay. Don't just say yes. Check and tell. Yeah. Yes. First word itself was Ekaha. Here the Ekaha is hidden among all the Chetana beings on purpose. The Shruti hides the Ekaha among all the Chetananam Ekaha. So Chetananam, that means there is only one source of Chetana. One meaning. Second meaning, that Parameshvara is indeed Ekaha. And Ekaha Bahunam. Bahunam means for many people. What does Ishvara do? Vidadhati Kaman. Here Ishvara is seen as a wish-fulfilling being. All the wishes Bhagavan fulfills. How do the wishes get fulfilled? Because of one's own karma phala, one's own punya, and anugraha of Bhagavan. Anugraha means some grace factor is there. That grace, what is the grace? The grace of the right karma fructifying at the right time. That's a very big grace. So, karma is packaged and given, but the right karma to fructify at the right time, let me be in the right place at the right time. That doesn't happen often. You go there too late. You go there next time too early. This is the right karma to fructify at the right time is a very beautiful thing, and that is what is the grace of Bhagavan. Your own karma all right, but the right karma fructifying at the right time, meaning I should be in a place of receiving that punya, and that punya object should be available, and I should be in a position to be able to not say no to it and actually partake of it. Many factors have to come together, and the grace of Bhagavan brings all these factors together so that your karma phala is given to you under the best and the most optimal conditions. So this is what Yaha Vidadhati Kaman. Next line we don't even have to read except for Shashvati Shantihi. Shashvati Shantihi means the Shanti which is Nitya, which is not based on what? Which is not based on various conditions. It's not a conditional Shanti. It's a permanent Shanti. The only kind of permanent Shanti we know is in the form of death. Okay? And that too is not permanent Shanti. We think it is permanent Shanti, but we know that Jiva travels and is what? Born again and again and again. So here the permanent Shanti is in the form of Atma Jnanam, knowing that I am not subject to travel, I am not a small piece in the universe, I am not a small amsha of this Chaitana, I am the source of this Chaitana. This Chaitanya is myself alone, this Chaitanya is Bhagavan, and I am in the form of Bhagavan. And so that means what? I fulfill my own wishes? No, Bhagavan doesn't have any wishes. That is why it is Bhagavan. Oh, so I fulfill the wishes of others? Yes, exactly. Why? Because the Mundakopanishad says the same thing. Atmagyam hi archayet bhutikamaha. Bhutikamaha means the people who have many irons in the fire, many hands in many pies, many agenda, many things to fulfill. They want themselves to be okay, they want their relatives to be okay, they want their children to be the heads of state, they want their grandchildren to be, they want their grandchildren to be born enlightened. All these wishes are there, not only for their own generations, but for 7 generations prior. And 7 generations preceding also, let the ancestors also be okay. Like this, so many wishes. The wishes are like all, supposing somebody says, I'm coming to visit, and the room is just a mess. So what do? They are coming in 5 minutes. OMG! You stuff everything into one cupboard. And then you call a friend to stand behind you, and then both of you just push until it clicks into place. Abba, thank God. And then the guest comes. And then says, oh, you have a nice house. What's in this cupboard? So the bhakta's wishes are like that. The buddhi is stuffed, barely able to close the door on it with all the wishes. So you stand in front of Bhagavan, you go to Bhagavan and stand, and all the wishes and desires and agenda come tumbling out like a hurriedly filled closet. So people are like this, and they come to Mahatmas. Why? For wish fulfillment. They have Shraddha, and that Shraddha and Bhakti, even though because of their Ajnanam is directed at the Mahatma, because the Mahatma is just like Bhagavan to them, and because of their Ajnanam they want all these wishes, where does it go? It goes, joins Bhagavan. That's what it is. Every Namaskara goes to Bhagavan. Every entreaty goes to Bhagavan. Via this person, but goes to Bhagavan. And then what? If their prarabdha allows it, the Mahatma is what? Satya Sankalpa. And so if the Bhakta's prarabdha allows it, their wishes come true. Bhagavan only gives karma phala, but the person is in the form of Bhagavan and gives this, allows this karma phala to fructify. If there is not a big prabala prarabdha standing in the way. Atmagyam hi archayet bhutikamaha tasmat. Therefore, may one indeed. So, indeed, worship the Jnani. The Jnani becomes worshipful because the Jnani doesn't want anything. Because the Jnani doesn't want anything, the Jnani becomes a conduit for other people's wants. That is what is called Satya Sankalpa. Whatever they desire comes true. Why? Because they don't want anything. Very interesting and very, very strange that you get everything when you stop wanting it. What fun is that? But actually it's a lot of fun, because the self of you is the self of the other and every other person. So if somebody else is fulfilling the desire, you feel very happy. And you could see this in Pujya Swamiji. So somebody would come and say, oh Swamiji, thanks to your blessing, I got this job, I got this spouse, whatever it is. And he would clap his hands very, very happily. He would be so happy. It was this unbridled joy on his face. It was so amazing to see. Why? Because he is non-separate from anything. That is why this is another Mahavakya. And for these reasons, shall we go to Bhashya now? Yes. Nityaha avinashi anityanam vinashinam. So Nityaha, Adi Shankara takes it as infinite among the finites. So all the other things are what in the universe? Infinitely finite. And what is Bhagavan? Infinitely infinite. Okay, that is what it means. Nityaha anityanam chetanaha chetananam chetaitrunam brahmadinam praninam. Yeah. So, chetananam chetaitru. Chetaitru means impeller, the force that impels, the force that compels, the force that imparts that chetana. That is that consciousness, that which is the only source of consciousness among everything that is conscious. So everything that is conscious, starting with Brahma, Brahmaji, starting with Brahmaji all the way to a little krimi. Krimi means what? Bug, bacteria. The bacteria is Chetana. How do you know? Because you have a stomach upset. So the bacteria is Chetana and it is telling you I am alive and I am Satchidananda. Bacteria is broadcasting its Chaitanyam. Even in its little microscopic body, the bacterium is broadcasting its Chaitanyam. And what is it saying? Satchidanandosmi aham. Why? Because I am more powerful than you. I am sending you to the bathroom several times a day. So therefore what? I am all power, all knowledge. It is saying. And then Lord Brahmaji also sitting and teaching in Brahmaloka, enjoying his cup of coffee with Goddess Saraswati. What is he saying? I am conscious. I am Satchidanandam Brahma. He is also saying. And then in between all the life forms that are there, they are also saying what? I am conscious. Aham asmi sada bhami. Aham asmi sada bhami. Kadachinna aham apriyah. I am here. I am. Aham asmi sada bhami. I know I am. Even the dog and cat, they know they are. There is some level of self-awareness. So, aham asmi sada bhami, kadachinna aham apriyah, I am Ananda. This is a little stretch, but we have seen this before. I am Ananda because the self is lovable to me. For the sake of this lovable self, I want to have so many pursuits because I want to bring out the lovable self which is latent and not known to me. Each and everything is saying, and now even if we take within in the Jagat, each and everything is saying externally. Internally, if you take one body mind sense complex, there are so many Chetana things. The ears say, I am Chetana. I bring all the information back. The eyes also say, I am Chetana. Prana says, don't forget, without me you both can't function. I am more Chetana than you. There is a contest we saw in the Kathopanishad. Every organ went for 1 year away and then came back to see if it was indispensable. Eyes went, nothing happened. The fellow continued to eat, drink and be happy. Ears went, nothing happened. And then what else went? Vak went, nothing happened. Sense of taste went, nothing happened. Smell went, nothing happened. And then finally, prana went, and then as the prana was leaving, everybody said, no, come back. So the prana has ego now. The prana has ahankara and it says, I am more Chetana than all of you. Now who is talking? Ishvara is talking. Where did you get your capacity to be the Chetayitru? Where did you get the capacity? Your capacity is also just what? Borrowed capacity. You are not Chetayita because you are the source of Chetana. It is a borrowed Chetana and it is a borrowed Chetayitritvam. The capacity to impel all the sense organs to function is borrowed. The Chetana is also borrowed. You are the twofold borrower. Oh, Mr. Prana, don't think too much of yourself. And then, what is the Pranasya Pranaha? Sa'u Pranasya Pranaha. There is a boss of the prana itself. What is that? Bhagavan, the source of this consciousness. Not only the source of the consciousness, the one who has the blessing power to make everything not only conscious, but also relegate that source, resource, give the resource of being able to make other things conscious. Source out that consciousness and source out the ability to dole out that consciousness also, so to speak. So Chetayitra, who is the Chetayitra? The Parama Chetayitra, who is not having anybody else to borrow that consciousness from or borrow the lending capacity from either. That is Bhagavan, Chetanaha, Chetananam. Lost the page, scrolled too fast. Let me come back. Here it is. So, then what happens? Then Chetanas Chetananam. And then what else? Are we in the Bhashya? Yes, we are in the Bhashya. See, I lost this page completely. I'm looking at the previous Bhashya. Give me 1 second. I don't know how it went. Nityaha Avinashi, correct? Yeah. Chetanaha, Chetananam, Chetaitrunam, Brahmadinam, Praninam. Yeah. So all the pranis That's why he says prani, because he wants to bring in the prana factor, which we have just explained. So all the pranis get their prana from where? From this Bhagavan alone. And all the pranis not only get the prana, but the prana in turn is blessed to have the ability to dole out the chaitanyam to other organs, to make the other organs functions, liver, eyes, everything, pancreas, etc. Brahmadinam praninam agni nimittamiva dahakatvam anagnenam udakadinam. A very simple and sweet example is given. So agni nimittam iva. So Bhagavan is like the nimitta, like the Agni is the nimitta. Nimitta means cause. Like even Agni, which is the cause of burning. Burning what? Wood. Does the wood have fire in it? Does the wood self-combust? No. It needs contact with fire, just like it is anagni. Wood is anagni. Udakam is what? Anagni, not Agni. So in all the padarthas that are what? Anagninam. Among all the padarthas that are not Agni, in the not Agninam, what is this? Agni. So that which is not burning on its own. Nothing can burn on its own. When it is in contact with fire, everything lights up and burns. So therefore, the Atma is just like that. So the fire sets everything that is non-fire on fire, and the source of Chetana, the source of Chaitanyam, sets everything that is Achetana on fire, as it were. Lights up all the other bodies, mind, sense complex, starting with Brahmaji. And then Atma Chaitanya Nimittam Eva Chetayitritvam Anyesham. Anyesham Chetayitritvam, the cause of everything being alive, every other thing than the Atma being alive and masquerading as the Chaitanyam itself, is due to Atma Nimittam, because of the Atma being the cause, the source of all Chaitanyam. Just like Agni is the source of burning, Atma is the source of lighting up everything to function in its own places. All the pranis, and even within one prani, all the parts that are alive and all the parts that are function. Kincha Saha Sarvajnaha Sarveshwaraha Kaminam Samsarinam Kama Anurupam. Karma Anurupam Kaman Karma Phalani Swa Anugraha Nimittamscha Kaman Yaha Ekah Bahunam Anekesham Anayasena Vidadhati Prayachati Ityetat. So, what is this? So, Kaminam. So, in the same way, Kincha, furthermore, as though there is any furthermore left after distributing Chaitanya all over the place without undergoing any change, we have to say that it's not that the Chaitanya for Ishvara gets less and less, and then because it's limitless. So, what else does Bhagavan do? Sarvajnaha, all knowing, and the Ishvara of all, for all the samsaris who have a list of agenda, karma anurupa kaman vidadhati, gives the kama in accordance to their karma, along with her own anugraha, with the own grace. More we'll see. We'll complete this in the next class, which is at what time? 10 o'clock. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः